Coming up on Mountain News this morning, as regular people take it upon themselves to chase online predators, the police want you to leave it to the professionals. And new laws passed by Kentucky lawmakers are set to take effect today.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is 6 a.m. on June 29th. Let's check in with Brandon Robinson for a look at your forecast this morning. And Brandon, two big topics this morning. If you're getting up, if you're on the road, it's going to be hard to see. There's quite a bit of fog out there, but it's also mixed with some haze.
Exactly.
So
you know, it's not being able to see and not being able to smell, or have a scratchy throat too. So it's kind of a bad combination out there. So just take it easy, stay inside if you can, especially if you're one of those sensitive groups. But if you need to get up and get going, just try to limit your time outside as much as you can. Fog is the big issue, as Olivia mentioned. Let's take a look at visibility, and you can see it is pretty rough out there. Near zero visibility everywhere this morning. So again, slow down. Use your low beams. Give yourself plenty of time to stop, because you can come up on anything, another car or something like that in the fog, and not even realize it before it's too late. Also, remember, they're doing some road work in some locations. Maybe some of those lights, like at the Car Creek Bridge, may be hard to see in the fog there this morning. Haze over Somerset this morning, downtown there, 63. So again, dual threat out there to start the day. Temperatures in the 60s pretty much across the region. A couple of spots there, Logan, Grundy, Clintwood, Jonesville, Hazard in the 50s, but everybody else kind of hanging tough there, 60 or above this morning. 68 Monticello, one of the warmer spots. And as we head into the afternoon hours, we're going to see some changes potentially. Now, I'm more concerned about tomorrow and Saturday than today, but again, we could see some strong to severe thunderstorms a little bit later today in the heat of the day. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a little bit. Olivia?
Thank you, Brandon. Officials with the Kentucky State Police Electronic Crimes Branch say they received more than 900 online crime complaints just in the month of May. This includes cases of people looking to take advantage of kids online. Kentucky State Police Trooper Matt Gayhart says many people are making fake profiles to catch these predators in the act, but he advises everyone to let law enforcement take care of these cases.
Well, it's important for us to be able to have the opportunity to gather facts and gather evidence in order to prosecute somebody. And oftentimes these cases can be hard to prosecute sometimes. So people need to understand that they need to give us some time and be patient to work these types of cases out.
Gayhart says it is important for the community to be aware of the child predators. They are out there. So if you know of a child that is being taken advantage of online, you should contact your local Kentucky State Police post. New laws related to child abuse, drugs, gambling, and more are set to take effect today after getting approval from the General Assembly earlier this year. Lawmakers passed more than 170 bills during the legislative session, and the state constitution says new laws will take effect 90 days after the legislature adjourns. Among the new laws include Lofton's Law, making first-degree hazing a Class D felony in Kentucky. House Bill 551, which deals with sports wagering, will also go into effect. You can read more about the new laws on our website, WYMT.com. A federal judge has temporarily blocked a portion of a bill from taking effect. The ACLU of Kentucky had filed a lawsuit to stop a part of Senate Bill 150 that would block all gender-affirming care for trans youth. A group of plaintiffs, including 7 transgender minors and their parents, filed the motion. The General Assembly passed the bill. Governor Andy Beshear vetoed it, but the GOP-led Assembly voted to override it. That bill was also set to go into effect today. Smoke from Canadian wildfires is impacting the air quality here in eastern Kentucky. Officials with airnow.gov say the air quality index in Hazard is 139. That number is considered unhealthy. Officials say some people may experience health effects from the poor air quality. People with existing medical conditions are encouraged to limit outdoor activities.
then there's certain precautions we need to take. Individuals with asthma, COPD in our area, individuals that suffer from black lung or have heart disease should really be concerned about being outdoors for extended periods of time.
Health experts say using a HEPA filter when running your air conditioning indoors can help decrease the number of pollutants. They suggest people who have serious medical conditions use an approved N95 mask when outside. AAA of the Bluegrass is predicting a record-setting holiday weekend for the 4th of July travel. Lucy Bryson and photojournalist Darnell Crenshaw talked with a AAA spokesperson on the best and worst times to hit the road.
1-1 in the air to center.
Kentuckians have plenty of options this 4th of July weekend. The Reds will be back in Cincy, and there's a 2-day Taylor Swift concert this Friday and Saturday in the Queen City as well. That traffic combined with 4th of July travel may be hectic. Lori Weaver Hawkins with AAA Bluegrass says there are ways to avoid a potential traffic backup.
Make sure that you can take that bypass around so you're not going through the thick of the traffic.
Weaver Hawkins says the worst day for traffic will be Friday afternoon, but she says if you are headed out, the best time to go is Friday morning.
It's going to be crazy. It's going to be really crazy.
Terica O'Neill drives this advertising truck across the country.
It's a lot of traffic. I'm used to being in traffic for hours, so it doesn't bother me, but...
On top of that, there may be reduced visibility due to those Canadian wildfires.
I saw the alerts on the weather, app or whatever, but I'm not too worried about it. I think, they said it's like a minimum you get a mile visibility, so that should be fine.
Weaver Hawkins says Thursday will be the busiest time for air travel.
So certainly, pack your patience if you plan on departing from the airport on those days and be prepared for, maybe a few more fellow travelers on those days.
At this point, Bluegrass Airport says it's running normal operations with no impact from the Canadian wildfires. But they say if you are flying out, to stay up to date on your flight status. There is some good news for the rental car industry. AAA Bluegrass says inventory is up from last year. On the other hand, if you don't want to deal with traffic and travelers, staying home for the 4th is an option.
Just too much going on, too much. The roads are jammed up and the price of fuel and everything. We'll keep my butt at home.
In Lexington, Lucy Bryson, WKYT.
AAA Bluegrass says since this time last year, gas prices have dropped by more than $1. A well-known former UK football player and Leslie County native hosted a bottle signing event for Limestone Farms Bourbon yesterday. Tim Couch was one of Kentucky's greatest quarterbacks. He broke 26 school records and went on to play for the Cleveland Browns. He was on the ballot for this year's College Hall of Fame. The bottle signing was held at the Liquor Barn in the Hamburg area of Lexington.
My brother and I teamed up to invest in this bourbon, and we're really excited about it. Being from Kentucky, it's horse racing and sports and bourbon, and to be in that industry is really exciting for me.
Couch also signed footballs, jerseys, and other sports memorabilia for fans. Reaction continues to come in after we learned about the death of bluegrass icon and Leslie County native Bobby Osborne. Another Eastern Kentucky legend, Ricky Skaggs, posted a statement on social media. It reads in part, quote, "It's been a tough week for our bluegrass family with the passing of Jesse McReynolds and now our beloved Bobby Osborne." Skaggs calls the Osborne brothers the best harmony singers in bluegrass history. Bobby Osborne's family says there was no area that the Osborne brothers did not conquer. Sam Luther has more.
Rocky Top will never be the same, but we've always got it.
The man who made the song Rocky Top a household hit has died. Bobby Osborne and his brother Sonny recorded the song more than 55 years ago. We spoke with the man behind the song back in December in a one-on-one interview in Nashville.
Dun, 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 dun. And I thought to myself, well, if we speeded that up, that'd make a good song.
Osborne got the rhythm just right and turned Rocky Top into an official state song in a tune that can be heard throughout volunteer country just about every day.
Him and Dolly Parton are like the voice of the mountains.
At 91 years old, one of those voices has now been lost. But for fellow musician C.J. Lewandowski, there's still reminders of that friendship they had. More than a year ago, Osborne gave him his tour bus, spending time together, talking music and cultivating a friendship this East Tennessee artist won't soon forget.
He called me his boy. He said, "All right, my boy, I'll see you soon, my boy." And so I'm gonna miss that. And he was his daughter had texted me Sunday, and she said, "I just want to let you know that my dad says that you're his best friend." And that's the highest compliment that I will ever get.
That East Tennessee artist says he and Osborne had actually written and performed a song together that was set to be released this Friday. That's now on hold, but we are told it will be released in the future.
Fog and haze this morning, leading to some rough driving conditions across the region, but no storms just yet. We're continuing to watch off to our north and to our west, but now we're just looking at fog and haze. So again, 64 London Corbin area down along I-75. Be careful out there. Close to zero visibility. Already warming up to our west. 70 Bowling Green, Louisville, 77 Paducah, 76 Carbondale, Illinois, 72 in Nashville, but a little cooler here in the east because we don't have any clouds above the fog and the haze. But again, it's just struggling to get through. Kept us a little bit cooler yesterday. We'll probably do the same thing today because we were originally forecasting 92, backed off to 88. But I can tell you, when the heat of the day hits a little bit later on, those chances for showers and storms will start to pop, and some of those could be on the strong to severe side. Olivia?
Thank you, Brandon, and thanks for joining Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Coming up, we're still a year and a half away from the 2024 presidential election, but candidates are already shelling out major cash in hopes of standing out. But the question is, will it work? Stay tuned to find out more.